I'm somewhere en route to Florida, already regretting the decision to drive. The sun's barely risen, and I'm sick of this trip. The monotony is soul-numbing. If I'd thought ahead, maybe I could have called someone just to pass the time. But I didn't bring a charger for my brand new X5, and I left my USB cable at home. So my phone is dead. No calls, no music, just me and the drone of tires on pavement. To my right, a dull town that looks like it gave up trying. A dusty black sedan cruises past. My gas tank's half full, which means I've got no excuse to pull over. This drive is an endurance test in boredom. Why didn't I just book a damn flight? I mutter. The whole idea of breaking in my new ride with a road trip now feels laughably stupid. Off to the side, I spot some cows. One's brown, the rest are black. Wow, that's the local highlight? In my head, I picture townsfolk gathering around in awe, marveling at the brown cow like it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. Then, bam! A tool barrel appears in my peripheral vision, aimed straight at my skull. I just stomp on the brakes. Glass explodes, my window shatters. I whip my head to the right, another window gone, and swerve off the road, slamming through grass toward the nearest exit ramp. I punch the gas. The car bounces back onto the road, tires shrieking as I regain control. My heart should be hammering out of my chest, but oddly, I'm calm. Too calm. I check the rear view, nothing, just a quiet, empty exit behind me. Okay, that just happened, I whisper, trying to steady my breath. How the hell am I supposed to react to this? All I know is I want to stay alive. That's priority number one. But why would anyone want me dead? I mean, I'm not the villain type. I've never slept with someone's wife, at least not knowingly. The most criminal thing I've done is swipe an apple when I was 8, and I doubt Mr. Thompson, the fruit guy, tracked me down over it. Maybe this is some random Louisiana welcome ritual. A rifle salute to out-of-towners? Oh hell, nope. There it is, that same black sedan speeding up the off-ramp behind me. Of course. I slammed the accelerator. Thankfully, I'd gone with the bigger engine on a whim. 8 cylinders just sounded cooler than 6. Now, I'm silently thanking past me for that dumb decision because the X5 is flying. But those guys, they're still close. Suddenly, the windshield shatters. Crap! I duck instinctively, hating how late I am to the move. My right mirror, still intact somehow, shows me 2 miserable things. First, it's covered in bird crap. This car is brand new, I groan. At least that bird had mercy and missed my busted windshield. Second, I spot the shooter. Some guy leaning out the sedan's window, pointing a pistol at me. He looks like a dime store gangster from a black and white movie. Only without the cool hat. If I'm getting shot today, I mutter, can we at least make it cinematic? Up ahead, a dirt trail cuts off the road. It's narrow, rough, and perfect. I veer onto it, brake hard, then tool the throttle again. This is where my SUV earns its paycheck. They're in a car. They won't handle this well. I don't even know where I'm going. Louisiana backroads, maybe. The speedometer hits triple digits, and I'm gripping the wheel like my life depends on it. Because it literally does. A massive cloud of dust kicks up behind me, obscuring everything. It gives away my position, sure, but it also blinds anyone following. Good luck chasing me through that mess. Then the steering wheel jerks, the dashboard lights up. Damn it, they hit a tire! The pressure warning confirms it, but the car holds steady, at least for now. Still, it's hopeless. If I couldn't lose them on 4 wheels, I'm not surviving this with 3. I slam on the brakes, throw the door open, and take off on foot. No strategy, just adrenaline. A few trees dot the landscape, but not enough to vanish into. I don't even check behind me, I just run. No destination, no plan, just me sprinting like hell's on my heels. Because it is. The tree to my right practically explodes, its bark shreds into a spray of splinters. I don't slow down, I don't flinch. Survival is the only thing that matters now. I don't know how many people are after me. Maybe 1, maybe 2, probably 2. Movies always show 2 cops working together, but hired butchers? They usually operate solo. Still, does it make a difference? Not really. Oddly enough, a whole reel of thoughts is playing in my head. Strange, considering these might be the last minutes of my life. Well, that was a ride, I think with surprising clarity. That simple phrase feels like it sums things up. When you're staring death in the face, stick with the classics. It's tragic, though. My charmed life ending so abruptly at just 29. I'd hit the jackpot in life's lottery. Maybe it doesn't show today, but I've always been considered attractive. I never paid much attention to looks, especially not my own. But certain women made it pretty clear they thought otherwise. And honestly, the rest of the world's opinion? Not my concern. A fork appears in the path. I take a quick left. Why not? I'm lost anyway, and at this point, direction doesn't matter. Moving forward is the only thing that counts. I keep running, not because I think it'll save me, but because I'm wired to resist giving up. My phone? Dead. Cops in the area? That would be 0. Same count for fellow humans. I've got no tool, no combat training, never spent time around Navy SEALs or any of those action movie types. I'm just an ordinary guy who hates conflict. I veer off onto some grass. The dirt path looks like it's just waiting to trip me. My odds aren't great. A pro with a tool is on my tail, and I'm a soft target, a pampered guy with no survival skills. My last real fight was in middle school against Timmy Burns. He beat me, by the way. Born rich, raised rich, destined to be rich. Legacy money padded my life from day one. I was smart enough to get into an Ivy League school, sure, but I never planned on using my degree for anything serious. My life has been one long, comfortable detour. Fast cars, expensive homes, beautiful women, and nothing of value left behind. You're useless, I tell myself, lungs burning. No kids, no responsibilities. A waste of space. This epiphany hits as I bolt down a back road somewhere in the southern wilds. It's clear now. I could disappear and nothing in the world would change. No one would care. The realization stings, and it's way too late to rewrite the script. Still, I have one small advantage. I've always been athletic. My legs are holding up. I don't hear footsteps behind me anymore. Even the bangs have stopped. Another split in the road. I take the left again. Maybe I've bought myself a few seconds. Maybe the distance is real. For all I know, an entire squad could be chasing me. I laugh to myself, imagining 10 guys in shades piling out of a cheap sedan like clowns at a circus. Realistically, no more than 4 or 5 guys could fit in that junker, and that's comforting in a twisted way. At least I'm not dying completely clueless. I finally have a decent guess why someone wants me gone. And honestly, I probably brought this on myself. The trail curves, and suddenly I burst into an open clearing. A rundown trailer park appears, like something out of a forgotten photo album. About 15 mobile homes are plopped down randomly, like some toddler scattered his toys without care. Not one of them lines up. They all face different directions. It's dead quiet. Not a soul in sight. The trailers are decked out with random decorations, cheap lights, colored bulbs, tacky lawn crap. Somehow it all fits. The kind of place you can't judge by city standards. I scan for options and head toward the nicest looking trailer, skipping over one with a Jesus loves you bumper sticker. That just feels awkward right now. I bang on the door like my life depends on it, because it does. "I'm off duty, lights off," comes a woman's bored voice from inside. Wait. What is this place? Some backwoods escort setup? I'm gasping for breath, heart pounding, but I'm relieved someone's actually home and not shooting at me. "Please," I say, practically choking on the words. "I need help. This is life or death." The door swings open fast, and I'm yanked inside. Darkness surrounds me. As my eyes adjust, I see her. Blonde, striking, not just pretty, breathtaking, like she walked out of an old movie. She doesn't belong here. Not in this trailer. Not out here in the middle of nowhere. Something about it feels all wrong. According to my internal logic, women who look like that don't work in trailers in the woods. She's shorter than me. Hands on her hips, looking me over. Her makeup's over the top, her outfit loud, but with a little styling, she'd be absolute perfection. And for a second, I forget someone is trying to eliminate me. The last thing I expect to see inside the trailer is a small library crammed onto dusty shelves. The contrast catches me off guard. "Sorry to barge in like this," I say, still breathless. "But someone's chasing me. Actually, someone's trying to liquidate me. Name's Josh, by the way." I stretch out my hand, hoping the gesture will lower her guard. I need her to see me as something other than a threat. She studies my hand for a beat, then slowly reaches out and takes it. "Hi, Josh, I'm Mia." Her grip is firm but cautious. I take that as a positive sign. I may look like hell, sweaty, scraped up and shaken, but I have no plans to die today. I'm 26, and way too used to staying alive to give up now. Still, from her perspective, I'm a total stranger. For all she knows, I'm the bad guy. She may live in a battered trailer tucked deep in nowhere, but this woman is no fool. She's sharp, articulate, and even throws sarcasm around like a pro. Honestly, I admire her composure. Of all places to meet someone this quick-witted, God, I need her help. And this might be the first time in my life where charm could actually save me. It's also the first time it might not work. Reminds me of when Peggy Andrews slapped me in high school and walked away without a word. "Just think about this," I say, voice steady but urgent. "If you send me back out there, those guys will catch up. They'll eliminate me. Then you'll have to live knowing you could have done something. It's manipulative. I know it, but I'm out of options. You're really betting everything on me having a conscience? She replies, her voice dry. Newsflash. You're talking to a hoe. I don't let go of her hand. In fact, I squeeze it. So, what's that got to do with morals? I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I swear this isn't your problem, and I don't want to drag you into it, but I'm terrified. And if I get liquidated, it'll ruin more than just my day. Her expression softens ever so slightly. That might be the crack I need. I know I don't look like someone worth saving right now, but maybe she sees past that. She sighs, long and low. Okay, what do you want from me? Just call the cops, my phone's dead. No signal out here, she says flatly. We don't have phones. This place is as off-grid as it gets. Fantastic. So much for backup. I glance at my watch. 15 hours until midnight. If I can make it that long, I'm in the clear. Assuming I survive. She gives me a long look, then something clicks behind her eyes. A decision. Follow me, she says. She heads toward the back of the trailer. I trail her, nerves taut. Mia, they'll come here. These are serious guys. We need somewhere safer. We're used to this kind of trouble, she replies. We've got undocumented folks hiding out all the time. She opens a closet, pushes a panel aside, and reveals a narrow, hidden compartment. I blink. This actually might work. Get in. They're already looking. 2 of them. Thank you. Thank me if we both make it. I climb in, crouching into the tight space as she slides the door shut. Darkness swallows me. It smells faintly of mildew and old clothes. Outside, birds chirp, and then the pounding on the front door starts. Open up, damn it! Great. This guy's not exactly subtle, but he's probably armed, which explains the lack of courtesy. I'm off duty. Go find someone else, Mia answers, her voice bored, almost sleepy. I'm not here for that. Open the door or I'll break it down. No one in the trailer park seems to be stepping in, which means everyone's either too scared or smart enough not to get involved. Sally really went all out hiring professionals. I hear the front door creak open. What do you want? Mia asks. Looking for someone. Won't take long. Don't get in my way. His footsteps echo as he moves around, opening cabinets, searching quickly. My breath catches when the closet door creaks. Everything depends on what happens next. If they suspect Mia's hiding me, they might take her out just to clean up loose ends. That goes for everyone else here too, all because of Sally. And me. If someone in torn clothes shows up, let us know. We'll be nearby. No reply from Mia, just the sound of the front door closing again. Stay put. Just a little longer, she whispers through the wall. Smart, she's brave, sharp, and clearly willing to put herself on the line for a complete stranger. What is someone like her doing in a place like this? I force myself to breathe slowly, to avoid panicking in the confined space. I'm not claustrophobic, not usually, but this place could give anyone the creeps. Finally, after what feels like hours, the panel slides open. Light floods in. I crawl out, muscles stiff. Thank you. We're not out of the woods yet. They're still around. I know. We whisper, both aware someone could be listening just beyond the trailer walls. You owe me, she says. I do. What do you want? Your story. She smiles as she says it. And damn, what a smile, even in this moment. That's all. Nope, she shrugs. But let's start there. My voice cracks a little. You've had a rough day. You can stay here, in the bedroom. No one will think to look there. I'll get you some food and water. I stare at her, stunned. She's absolutely right. I'm starving, parched, and running on fumes. It hits me how upside down everything has gotten. I married someone cold and calculating, while this woman, kind, striking, and unexpectedly generous, is doing whatever it takes to survive. Or at least, that's the only way I can make sense of it. There's no other reason someone like her should be living like this. She reappears holding a glass of water and a small plate of cookies. I devour both in record time. When I glance up, she gives me a small, almost maternal smile. All right, she whispers. Keep going. I take a breath and begin. Up until today, I had it easy. No enemies, no scandals, no real problems. Life just happened for me. The trouble started back in college, though I didn't realize it at the time. That's when I met Sally. I pause and glance at her face. Smart, ambitious, funny, pretty, but not like you. She flashes a brief, hidden smile. I got into school thanks to a generous inheritance from my grandfather. I won't mention it was several million. It's caused me enough grief already. Sally, on the other hand, got in on merit. She was brilliant, driven, always trying to escape the shadow of her working-class roots. And with me, she saw a shortcut to a life she never had. I wasn't exactly looking for a long-term relationship, but she wore me down. After we graduated, she suggested marriage. I wasn't thrilled, but I didn't push back either. Too lazy to argue, honestly. I did one smart thing, though. As a budding lawyer, I insisted on a prenup. If we split, she'd get a modest sum, 100 grand to be exact. But she's a lawyer too, I add. And she slipped in a clause. If I died while we were married, she'd inherit everything. I figured it was fair. Security in case something happened. What I didn't realize was that it applied no matter how I died, and it remained valid until the final divorce papers were filed. Oh, I think I know where this is going, Mia murmured. Our marriage fell apart fast. Looking back, I doubt she ever planned to stick it out. I even wonder if she wanted me to catch her cheating. I did, eventually. Walked in on her with another guy. Filed for divorce the same week. I suspect she agreed to the prenup only because of that death clause. Maybe this was her plan all along. Once I filed, she probably ran out of cash. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. 3 days ago, my lawyer told me to transfer the payout she was owed. Big mistake. I'm guessing she used that money to hire the hitmen currently trying to end me. She had a narrow window, roughly 14 hours left, before the clause expired. If I die before midnight, she inherits everything. If not, she walks away broke. Damn, Mia says, impressed. That's one hell of a tale. Yeah, I just hope it ends well, for both of us. Because if you die, she says, they'll probably liquidate me too. So your ending is mine too. That took a dark turn fast. How about your story? Are you sure? She asks. It's not exactly cheerful. Hey, I just told you about being hunted like a deer. I think I can handle it. All right, here goes. My father passed when I was 14. After that, my mom remarried a drunk who turned out to be a monster. Beat me. Violated me, Dot. It started when I was 16. Eventually, I ended up here with no way out. I've just been waiting for someone to save me. She looks away, her voice flat, but her eyes dim. I'm floored. Mia, are you serious? That's horrific. She sighs, then tilts her head. Josh, you really are a sweetheart, but you're also unbelievably naive. I'm not sure I should have helped you. You won't survive 5 minutes alone if the next woman you meet turns out to be evil. You're adorable, but way too trusting. What are you saying? She breaks into a fit of laughter, trying to stifle it. Oh my God. You actually believe that crap? I blink. Wait, what? Still chuckling, she shakes her head. I grew up with plenty of money, got good grades too. But when I finished school, the idea of a 9-to-5 job made me want to jump off a bridge. So I figured, why not embrace one of the oldest professions in history? It seemed like the most efficient option without waiting for some wealthy prince to rescue me. I stare at her, dumbfounded. She smirks, unapologetic. And just like that, I realize, this woman is far more complicated than I ever expected. I can't help but crack a smile. Mia playfully smacks my arm in return, and suddenly we're both fighting to keep our laughter quiet. There's something about her dry wit and no-nonsense attitude that feels oddly familiar, like looking in a mirror. My ex used to call me emotionally frozen, but that was never really fair. Truth is, I feel everything. I just don't fall apart when things go sideways. I cope by staying calm and making jokes. Looks like Mia's wired the same way. No wonder we click. So, why work here of all places? I ask. She leans back, shrugging. Because I hate middlemen. They never actually protect us. All they do is stir up drama, skim money, and bring trouble. This way, I cut them out and deal directly. Makes sense, I say. But what about love? Real connection? You still want that? She looks me straight in the eyes. Absolutely. I'm a romantic at heart. I devour love stories, and yeah, I still dream about it, but don't confuse what I do here with anything real. Believe it or not, I've never actually made love to anyone. I raise an eyebrow. You're messing with me, right? Nope, not even a little. I've had closeness, sure, every kind you can imagine. But it's never meant anything. No affection, no intimacy, just routine, emotionless. So yeah, she still longs for real love, even if it's buried under layers of detachment. But the clients who walk through her door, they're not that kind. They're the leftovers, men who pay because they can't get what they want any other way. And let's be honest, the ones who don't have to pay, they don't come here. This isn't exactly the upscale version of the industry. It's tough remembering that decent guys exist, she says. I don't see many of them. Almost never, I say, flashing a smile. But we're out here. She chuckles softly. So you're not happy with this life? I'm not miserable either, she replies. But I know I can't keep doing this forever. Getting in is easy. Getting out, whole different story. I'm not sure I even have the qualifications for a normal job. I nod, sensing that the mood is turning serious, and, like always, I pivot away from the tension. Think we can stay hidden for the next 14 hours? If we're lucky, yeah. If Sheriff Clarkson and his deputy drop by to visit Clara and Becky like they usually do, they might pick up that something's wrong. Maybe the girls will say something. Whether the cops do anything with it is another story. We'll wait and hope. Josh, I'll have to turn the light on soon. If one of us doesn't take clients, the guys after you might get suspicious. You sure you're okay with that? She shrugs. It's my job. The question is, can you handle it? Honestly, maybe not. The truth? I'm already more into her than I'd admit. She's in enough danger just by helping me. No way I'm going to make it harder on her by piling feelings on top of that. I get it, she says. You're not going to like hearing me with someone else. Not just because you'll be stuck in my closet either. No, that's not the worst part. I like you. And I'm not thrilled about listening to you do that. She sighs. Same here. I like you too. And I think for the first time, I might actually feel ashamed of what I do. I'm scared you'll look at me differently afterward. I won't. At least, I don't think I will. I don't even know what I'm supposed to feel. This is new territory for me. Yeah, for me too. Let's just get through it. You want me in the closet? It's your call. Stay there or head back to the hiding spot. Sitting among my clothes might be more comfortable. Honestly, could be worse. And so the next few hours pass, teaching me more than I expected. First off, I'm jealous. I don't want to be. I keep telling myself she's just a friend. But hearing voices from the other side of the wall, hearing men talk down to her, it burns. She doesn't play into it, though. She's calm, almost detached. No emotion, just controlled professionalism. But I feel it, that jealousy, which means I don't just like her as a friend. I want more. Second surprise, these clients talk like it's a trip to the grocery store. Hot day, huh? Gas prices are ridiculous. Peggy's pregnant. About time John and Marcia tied the knot. No flirting, no seduction. Just mundane small talk. And third, I like being in her closet. Literally, her scent lingers in the air, and I breathe it in without meaning to. I like it. A lot. Between clients, she lets me out, but I keep my distance. I don't want to come off as intrusive, or worse, like I'm trying to take advantage. Even though I'd love to see all of her, I force myself to look only at her face. She sees me struggling, gives me a knowing smile, and casually throws on a robe. And that smile, it nearly liquidates me. 3 hours, 3 clients. And then everything shifts. Hey, look at that. The sheriff just showed up. With 2 deputies, Mia says, peeking out the window. I duck out of sight as she keeps her eyes on the scene. The officers head over to Clara's trailer, then Becky's, then Andrea's. Well, this just got interesting, she murmurs, watching intently. They've all got their tools drawn, talking now. Deputy Andrews is walking back toward their cruiser. This is where it could go sideways. If the hitmen decide to act now, they'll have to take out cops too, not just us. That's a line even hardened butchers hesitate to cross. You don't just shoot 3 police officers and hope for the best. Not even pros take that gamble unless the payout is enormous. You think they'll do it? I ask. I've seen plenty of bad situations, but nothing this close. Not until today. You're saving my life, Mia. If we make it out of this, I owe you, big time. No doubt about that, she says. Now, go hide. I'm thinking the wardrobe's not good enough anymore. The crawl space, it's safer. She nods. Yeah, still got about 10 hours left. Damn, that's a long wait. She looks directly at me, eyes steady. My stomach flips with the intensity. We'll make it, I say, voice low. Thanks for sticking with me. Save your gratitude for later. Now, get in there. You don't think I should just sprint toward the cops? They'd probably shoot you on sight. You're not exactly wearing a halo. They'd assume you're armed and dangerous, too risky. Yeah, good point. Back to hiding I go. She could easily walk away, turn me in and be done with it. But she doesn't. She chooses danger again, for me. And yeah, that messes with my head in more ways than one. As I settle into the damp-smelling hideaway, I hear her talking to more clients outside. Two more from the sound of it. I must have dozed off because when I stir, she's whispering to me. I'll kill the lamp. Get some sleep if you can. The sheriff left two guys parked outside. Guess he's looking out for Clara. I can almost hear her shrug. Not that it'll help. These pros could take them out while they're nibbling donuts in the front seat. You're not wrong, I mutter. But maybe they'll play it safe. Liquidating two cops for one guy? That's overkill. I hope you're right. Now, go pee and take something to help you sleep. You're gonna need it. Not a bad idea. When I wake again, it's pitch black, until the panel slides open and Mia stands there. Her hair is loose, freshly washed. She's wearing nothing but an oversized t-shirt and she's glowing. No makeup, just her. Damn, Mia. You look incredible. She smirks. You look like a wreck. We both laugh quietly. What time is it? I ask. 11:30. We've got half an hour left. Cops are still breathing. You sleep okay? You're a strange woman, I say. You're not exactly normal either. I had to keep an eye on you, you know. I smile. I like being around you, Mia. Unexpectedly, she turns away. Her shoulders shake a little, and I realize she's wiping tears. Then she quietly closes the hatch. Just like that, she's gone. Well, she is a woman. Mysterious to the end. It all ends at midnight, right? I whisper through the wall. Yeah, that's when the divorce is finalized. We keep talking, even separated by thin plywood. Wait, the officers are leaving, she says suddenly. I have to stop them. I hear her rush out. Then she comes back in, rustling through some clothes, and disappears again. Moments later, the unmistakable stomp of boots echoes through the trailer. Someone's searching again. One of the butchers, no doubt. I hold my breath, frozen. Hey, what are you doing here? A strong voice barks. I was just hoping for a little fun, another man replies, casual. But looks like no one's home. Hands up, don't move. Is that a tool? Sure is. I was just out shooting cans in the woods. Really? You go target shooting and then show up here after midnight? What can I say? Strange hours. I strain to check the time, but can't make out anything. It's 5 minutes past 12, the officer says. Just then, Mia's voice cuts through. Officer, he's the one. That's my cue. I push the panel aside and step into the light. Both men stare at me, one in a police uniform, the other in dark clothing, caught mid-lie. Who are you? The officer demands. I'm the guy this man's been hunting. Someone tried to shoot me yesterday. Their deadline was midnight. Guess they missed it. Crap, the man growls, checking his watch. Not quite the expert he thought he was. Don't move, the officer snaps, slamming him to the floor and cuffing him. You're done. There's another one nearby, Mia adds calmly. Of course she knows, always thinking ahead. Compared to her, I'm just scrambling to keep up. Dan, be careful, the officer shouts. We might not be alone. From outside, we hear another cop yelling, Freeze! What follows is pure chaos. The police are on edge, shoving me into a cruiser and insisting I come to the station for questioning. I don't even get to say goodbye. Mia stands in the doorway looking heartbroken. She tries to smile, gives me a tiny wave, then disappears back inside. Does she think that's it? That we'll never cross paths again? Maybe she's right. The patrol car is already rolling. Later, I make a choice. I won't press charges. I don't want to live the next year in fear, waiting for court. I'm not interested in a new name and a shadow life. Truth is, I never even saw the shooter clearly. Could have been one of those guys. Could have been someone else. The trial wouldn't change a thing, and frankly, it's just not worth it. I don't even bring up the wrecked car. If I mention it, they'll probably seize it as evidence. And honestly, I have more important things on my mind than getting into a legal brawl with the hitmen hired by my loving ex. They won't face any real charges anyway, and frankly, I couldn't care less about them. So yeah, I let them walk right out of the station next to me. One of them even throws me a backhanded compliment. You're fast on your feet and sharp behind the wheel. Props, man. Most wouldn't have made it. Is this guy serious? What, does he think this was a sporting event? That I should high-five him for nearly liquidating me? Who hired you? I ask, flatly. Man or woman? He smirks. We don't talk about that, but let's just say women can be the most vicious of them all. You know what I mean? That was all the confirmation I needed. Sally didn't have someone else do it. She hired them herself. I managed to charge my phone at the station, called in a tow, and picked up my car from the shop. 2 days later, I checked out of the hotel and drove off in a freshly repaired ride. She looked brand new. No more bullet holes, not even bird droppings on the mirror. Sitting in that driver's seat again felt right. After all, this car had saved my life. I am weirdly attached to it now, and I doubt I'll ever sell it. I started the engine and let it hum for a while, breathing in the cool air from the vents. It felt like a turning point in my life, one of those metaphorical crossroads. One path looked cold and gray, filled with solo nights and empty rooms. The other glowed in neon, blinking with the name Mia, like a sign calling me home. So I shifted into gear and turned toward the trailer park. What would I find there? Would she still be waiting? Would she even want to leave with me, start a life with someone she barely knew? She seemed strangely comfortable in that world. As for her job? Surprisingly, I found myself not caring. There was only one way to find out. I finally pulled into the dusty lot, following the directions one of the officers gave me. Still, it wasn't easy to find. As I parked, I noticed something unusual. Most of the women were gathered outside. They sat on the porch, huddled around one figure in the center. I stepped out of the car and approached them slowly, half expecting to see Mia just chatting. But as I got closer, I saw her in the middle of the group, face buried in her hands, shoulders trembling. She was crying hard. The others circled her, offering comfort. One woman noticed me, stood up, and approached. "Sorry, hon, we're closed today. Come back tomorrow." I blinked, surprised by the kindness in her voice. They were giving up a night's income just to support their friend. "I'm not a client. I came to see Mia. No one's stopping me." "You must be Josh," she said, raising a brow. "You better get over there. That girl's been shattered." Then she smiled. Mia hadn't seen me yet. She sat hunched over, elbows on her knees, face hidden. Two of her friends gently rubbed her back. She was completely consumed by grief, and yet I didn't feel regret. I felt hope. My doubts were melting away, and the heaviness in my chest was replaced by something else, something lighter. "Mia." Her head shot up. She stared for a second, stunned, and then, like in a dream, she leapt up and ran straight into my arms. She threw herself at me and clung tight. We kissed for the first time. It was wild, messy, and completely perfect. When we finally caught our breath, she pulled back just enough to speak. "Why did you come back?" Her voice cracked, but was steady enough to hold a question. "Isn't it obvious?" I smiled. "I came for you. Take me," she whispered. "What does that mean?" "It means, take me with you, Josh." "I want to," I said, "but I'm not going to lie, it's hard. A lot of men have had your body." She looked down. "But none of them ever touched my heart. Do you think you could still love me?" "I already do," I said quietly. "But yeah, I expect you to leave this job." Suddenly she laughed, and it was magic. Pure, genuine laughter that lit her face like sunlight. I'd never heard it before, but now I never wanted to stop. "Then it's over, I quit. Anything else?" "Yeah, you need better clothes, and maybe a new hairstyle, not mandatory, but I'd be thrilled." "No problem," she grinned. "That look was just armor anyway." "All right," I nodded. "That's all I need. Anything you want?" "Just you." She paused, voice softening. "But Josh, how will this actually work? You've got friends, a life, people who care about you. They won't be thrilled that you showed up with me." "You're not who you used to be," she laughed gently. "I wish that were enough." "Look," I said, "I don't have much family. Plenty of friends, sure, but I won't tell them anything unless you want me to. That's up to you." "You really mean that?" she asked. "I do." From behind, one of the women called out, "Girl, don't be stupid. Pack your things and go. That man's a miracle. Don't waste it." "She's right, Mia," I added. "Let's go. Trust me." She looked at me, long and deep, like she was studying my soul. "Yes," she whispered. "I don't even know why I'm hesitating. I dreamed you'd come back, but I never let myself believe it." Out of nowhere, her whole energy shifts. A decision has clearly been made. "All right," she says, exhaling. "Let's pack. I'll gather my stuff in bags. You load them into the car. The trailer's still rented, but I'll miss the girls. Promise me we'll visit sometimes, okay? Just take me. I trust you." Completely. God, I'm rambling, aren't I? "Sure, you're rambling," I grinned, "but it's the good kind. Come on, let's get to it." "Yes, sir," she laughs. She disappears into the trailer, and I fold down the back seats of my car to make more room. A few minutes later, she steps out, and I do a double take. Now dressed in normal stylish clothes and soft makeup, she looks like an entirely different woman. "Damn, you look amazing." "You like?" she says with a proud, glowing smile. Then she ducks back inside to finish packing. I try to follow her in to help but get shooed out immediately. While I'm outside solving the jigsaw puzzle of how to fit everything in the car, she's inside saying tearful goodbyes to the women she's called family. I let her take her time. Eventually, one of the women strolls over, followed by the rest. "We expect you to treat her right," the first one says firmly. "If you don't, we'll come find you." I nod and smile. Understood. Apparently, Mia didn't have her own ride, just shared a beat-up truck with the others. So now, everything she owns is sitting in my back seat. Finally, she steps outside and climbs in. Sorry that took forever. Totally worth the wait. This car, though, now this is luxury. Like it? I ask. "It's fancy," she says, then pulls me in for a wild kiss. "So, where are we headed? And where will I live?" She's beaming, a rare mix of hope and nervous excitement. It's infectious. "Austin, Texas." "Ooh, that sounds nice. How far is that?" "Couple hours." "That's not bad. Hey, Josh, are you sure about this? I mean, really sure? You've still got time to back out." "You're insane," I say. "You're coming with me. You don't belong here. I'll bring you into my life, into my house. And even if things don't work out between us, I'll help you rebuild your life. That's a promise." Her eyes soften. "It's not just that simple, though." "Isn't it?" She gives me a shy smile. "Not exactly." "Well, we'll figure it out. Today's a new beginning for both of us." "Right. No heavy conversations today. Let's just leave the past in the rear view." Couldn't agree more. Let's enjoy the ride. And surprisingly, the trip flies by. Everything feels lighter with her next to me. No silence, no tension, just laughter, stories, and the kind of ease that makes the hours disappear. Eventually, we pull into my driveway. She goes quiet. "You're kidding," she gasps. The sprawling modern house comes into view. Her eyes widen like she's stepped into a dream. "Josh," she says slowly, teasing, "there's something you forgot to tell me? This mansion can't seriously be yours." I shrug. "Maybe, maybe not." "Wow, no wonder your ex wanted you dead. Being this rich is clearly a health hazard." "Oh, definitely. Being loaded and gullible? Dangerous combo." She freezes, eyes narrowing. Who's that sitting on your front porch?" I glance over. "You've got to be kidding me." "Well, this should be fun," Mia says with a twisted grin. "Time for me to officially walk you away from her." We approach the house together, and the closer we get, the more I appreciate that Mia is here. This is the perfect ending to a disaster. Walking back into my life with someone 10 times the woman Sally ever was. To be fair, Sally is objectively attractive. Long black hair, flawless makeup, designer clothes, every inch calculated. But Mia? She doesn't need enhancements. Her beauty is effortless. And it's not just about looks. I want Mia beside me. I don't want Sally. Even if Sally was the prettier one, she's not. But even if, my choice would still be the same. "Josh, baby," Sally coos, rising to her feet. "You're finally home. I've been waiting. So much has happened. So much went wrong," she continues, now staring at my shoes. "We need to talk. I really believe we can fix this. We've made some terrible mistakes, both of us." Funny, I can only recall making one mistake, ever trusting her. "Please, sweetheart," she says, stepping closer. "Let's just go inside. We can figure it all out. Though, it looks like you changed the locks." She even manages a tear. Incredible. Her acting is practically Oscar-worthy. "Sally," I say, cool and even, "you haven't lived here in half a year. You're shacking up with Terry, the guy you cheated on me with, remember? Divorce finalized and all that?" "Josh, Josh," she repeats, wringing her hands like she's on stage. Everything about her performance is flawless. But I'm not buying it. Not today. Not with Mia next to me. Her expression shifts, soft and pleading as she steps closer. "Terry was a horrible mistake, baby. Please believe me. I've only ever loved you. Always. I know I hurt you. I made mistakes, but I want to fix everything. I'll do anything you ask. I'll be the kind of wife you deserve. Just give me another chance. Please, Josh, I mean it. I'll be perfect for you." "Perfect wife? Are you seriously suggesting we get married again?" "Yes, of course," she says quickly, voice trembling. "If you'd let me. I'd even give you the children you always wanted. I'll do everything right this time. I swear, I know I blew it before, but please, let me make it right." What's almost impressive is how she manages to pretend Mia isn't even standing there. "I'm telling the truth," she insists. "I haven't seen Terry in months. I left him the moment I realized what I'd done. I never meant to hurt you. Sure, that's why you hired people to do it for you. For a second, the cracks show in her flawless act. A flicker of panic, her mask almost slips. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no worries. Let me lay it out for you. You marry me. You withhold affection, rarely give me anything physical. And when you do, it's robotic, like you're intentionally staying emotionally distant. My gut starts screaming. I hire a private investigator. Turns out you've been doing all sorts of things with a guy named Terry Richards that you never once did with me. You made sure that I saw the evidence myself. You were bold enough to insult me in front of him. Mocked me, called me a failure in bed. I kick you out. Then you remember the prenup. The part where if I die while we're still legally married, you inherit everything. You realize your window is closing. You wait for your final settlement, then blow it all hiring professionals. The timing's tight. I'm already en route to Florida, so they can't ambush me at home. They try on the highway, in broad daylight. Bold, but sloppy, and somehow I survive. Barely. Bullets nearly took my head off, and the only reason I'm standing here now is because this incredible woman, Mia, risked everything to protect a man she didn't even know. She didn't do it for money. She didn't even know I had any. The plan should have worked. I'd be dead, Mia, too. You'd be rich. But instead, we're both alive, and I'm still very much in possession of everything you wanted. You? You probably spent your last dime hiring those guys. Mia smirks beside me, and Sally, finally, looks like she might feel something close to shame. But I'm not finished. So here's the dilemma. Woman A is beautiful, manipulative, doesn't care about me, and tried to have me liquidated for my money. Woman B? Equally stunning, but brave, loyal, and possibly the only person who's looked at me like I'm more than a walking checkbook. Tough choice, right? I glance at Mia. I choose B. She laughs, a rich, heartfelt laugh that fills the space between us. God, it's magnetic. It's better than any dream. You're unbelievable, Mia, I murmur. You're beyond gorgeous. Instead of answering, she throws her arms around me and kisses me like she means it. That alone made everything worth it. All the fear, all the danger. I survived, and somehow I won. When we finally separate, we both notice Sally silently walking toward an old dented car. Before she can leave, Mia calls out gently. Sally, don't look so defeated. You had years of luxury. Honestly, you should be behind bars. This is a better outcome than you deserve. Sally pauses, then turns. You might be right, she says quietly. I know I lost. And I got lucky, considering how close I came to ruining everything. I'm not proud of what I did, but I am glad Josh is still alive. I'm angry, yeah, but not that angry. She breathes deeply and says the one thing I didn't expect. Truth is, I never really loved you, Josh. Not like you deserved. You're a good man, too good for someone like me. Mia, take care of him. He's kind. He's soft. He's not built for a world like this. Mia nods. Don't worry, and thank you for screwing things up so badly I could walk into his life. Try to be better next time, Sally. Sally smiles faintly. I'll try, and I genuinely wish you both the best. Strange. Part of me wants to return the sentiment, but I can't. Not yet. Whatever emotions I used to have for her are long gone. I don't hate her, I just don't understand her anymore. And I probably never will. In silence, we watch her drive off. You know, Mia, I say quietly, this is one of those moments we'll talk about forever. You mean when we're sitting by the fire, old and gray? She teases. Exactly. Telling our grandkids about the wild week that started it all. She chuckles. Sure, Grandpa outruns bullets and drives like a maniac. And Grandma saves the day. Though we might have to revise the backstory about my profession just a little. I laugh. All right, deal. Now, come on. I want to show you the house. You mean our house, she says softly. And suddenly, the weight of the moment crashes into me. I'm standing next to a woman I barely know. We've kissed, but never made love. I've never even seen her fully undressed. And here we are, talking about forever, like it's already guaranteed. Am I naive? Yeah, probably, but for the first time in years. I'm okay with that. I decided not to rush anything. Whatever happens between us, I want it to unfold naturally. After all, we're not married. And unlike past experiences, there's no reason to assume she's secretly plotting to liquidate me. As we reach the front door, I unlock it and give her a playful bow. Your palace awaits, madam. Why, thank you, kind sir, she replies with a grin. Then she steps inside, and suddenly it's like she's 5 years old again on Christmas morning. Oh my God, Josh, this place is... This is amazing. Seriously, oh my God. She darts from room to room in excited wonder, exploring everything. Through the sliding glass doors, she sees the deck and the pool. She gasps at the fireplace, marvels at the chef's kitchen, nearly screams at the master bathroom with its view of the private garden and oversized jacuzzi. We're going to have so much fun here, she says, still spinning around with joy. She checks out the guest rooms, then ends her grand tour in the master bedroom. She leaps on the bed with a happy squeal. I'm not sure it compares to my luxury trailer, she jokes. I already miss the flickering neon lights, the moldy air, and the crushing boredom. What are you going to do to convince me to stay here? We both burst into laughter. Mia makes everything feel effortless. Even moments that could have been awkward are fun with her around. With mock sadness, I sigh. Yeah, not much here. Just an ancient BMW that barely made it up the driveway. Thing's pushing 3 weeks old. It's basically a relic. Sounds rough, she grins. At least you're honest, I like that. And let's be real, we'll have to get away from this dump sometimes. But no more than once or twice a month. And unfortunately, the hotels we'll be forced to use will be just as miserable. Places like Tuscany, the Alps, maybe the Caribbean. Wow, you're really piling on the misery. I guess I'll have to cope. Maybe I could ease the pain with closeness, but no more than, I don't know, several times a day. Tragic, I say. I was hoping for at least a decent life. Maybe you can distract me by, say, showing me your body. I need to know if it'll be enough to survive these terrible living conditions. I almost laugh, but manage to hold it in. I lift off my shirt, doing my best to look bashful. Her eyes lock on my torso, and her smug attitude vanishes for a second. Wow, she whispers. If this is what I've got to work with, I guess I can manage. I laugh and scoop her up, carrying her to the bedroom. She giggles against my chest, and within seconds, we're both without clothes, and I finally see her, all of her. How the hell did I get this lucky? I whisper to myself. I've memorized her face by now, but her body is equally mesmerizing. She turns slowly, confidently, smiling as I admire her. You like? Like? You're unreal. I'm still not convinced you're human. Those bosoms? They should be in a museum. They're real, she laughs. And thank you. I figured you'd appreciate the view. Not sure how I feel about the piercings, I say. But honestly, on you, they're ridiculously hot. I've got a little chain that connects them. Maybe we'll try that later, she teases. But right now, let's focus on other activities. That's all I hear before she practically tackles me. And damn, this isn't anything like what she used to do for money. This is different. This is real. She's mine, and I'm hers. Josh, she whispers afterward, still catching her breath. You're never getting rid of me now. This is everything I ever wanted. I'll superglue myself to you if I have to. No need, I smile. You know what? I saved your life. That technically makes you mine. Lucky me, she winks. I'm happier than I've ever been, she says. And I'm grinning like some idiot who just found bread after wandering the woods for days, and I love it. I know I'm hooked. But how do I keep someone like her? She's gorgeous. She could have anyone. Josh? Yeah? That was incredible. It was the first time I've made love, and it was better than I ever imagined. I know. Do you love me? I feel it. And I think you do too. I do. I love you. And that's all that matters. I wonder, would she bolt if I proposed right now? Maybe. She's been fiercely independent her whole life. I should probably give her time. You've been single for a while, right? A few days. That's far too long for a guy like you, she says playfully. If you proposed, I might actually say yes. I turn my head. She's smiling again, but is she joking? Wait, are you serious? She looks me dead in the eyes. I'm not a gold digger, Josh. I don't want anyone thinking that. So I hope you still have that prenup lying around. Oh, it's around. But the hitmen's addresses? I forgot to jot those down. You'd have to hire your own. Idiot, she laughs, elbowing me in the ribs. We hold each other in silence for a while. Then I murmur, I think we should go pick out your ring tomorrow. Damn right, she says with a laugh, though she's still unsure if I mean it. That's the downside of joking all the time. Sometimes the truth gets buried in punchlines. No, I'm serious. What? I mean it, Mia. I'm not kidding. She goes silent for a moment, then whispers, Are you really serious? I nod. Yes. Her eyes fill with tears, and she hugs me like she's afraid to let go. Thank you, she whispers. For what? For choosing me, for letting me in, for letting me save you. She's glowing again, and like a child, she bounces from sadness to joy in seconds. Nothing heavy lingers long in her world. Okay, fiancé, she grins. Where do we get my ring? And don't worry, I'll be just as thrilled with one made from a soda can lid from a Paris boutique. Wait, where? Place Vendôme? She says sweetly. Never heard of it. They make the best fake rings in France, future husband. I'm impressed, I smile. Looks like you're actually taking this seriously. Of course. Now get on your knees. And before I know it, she's already pulled out my iPad, Googling Place Vendôme. Wait, Paris? She tackles me in a hug so tight, I almost can't breathe. And honestly, I hope she never lets go because some things are just more important than air.